What's up, everybody? I'm back with the late night agenda. We've just finished the live preview of the Arsenal-Liverpool game, or Liverpool-Arsenal game at the weekend, and I'm back moments later, like I said I would be. Sometimes you have to give it about 10 minutes in between streams because we've got to allow YouTube to process and stuff like that. How the hell are we? I hope life's treating you all well. Thank you so much for coming back and joining me. I can see a lot of people are getting late notifications and the chat's starting to fill up. I'm so excited for this game. Obviously, tonight was Europa League qualification as well. Good result away for Wolves, 3-1 win away at Torino. Congratulations to them. Celtic 2-0 as well. Loads of positives today. We'll have a look at my team selection for the game. We'll talk about your team selections. We'll go through the news. We'll go through the redevelopment of Anfield. So much to go through. I thought this was going to be a quiet stream, but then as the day went on, more and more news. Oxlade-Chamberlain, so much to talk about. How the hell are we, ladies and gents? Thank you for coming back and joining me. I always get nervous when we do back-to-back streams like that, but it's a pleasure to be here with you all. Right, what have you got in? Bagsy's in, Jaden's in, Dave Sweeney, Liam Barr, Bernadette, Tom Jones, John Cable, Mossy, Michael McMahon, Sean O'Donnell, Max. How are we? Thank you so much for coming back in. Right, where to start, ladies and gents? We've just finished the Arsenal preview, so I might as well keep that team going on and give you my predicted starting 11 for the game and my score prediction, which you can see on the screen, I suppose. That's the word I'm looking for. I've gone for a starting 11 of Adrian, Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. I have gone with Gomez to partner Van Dijk. I absolutely understand a lot of you guys are going to go with Joe Matip, and I respect that decision as well. Left back, Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, Andrew Robertson at left back. Midfield trio for me. Usually this is an issue for me, but today it was quite easy for me to make this selection. So I've gone with Fabinho, Henderson and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. And then the front three is the front three. It just doesn't change, does it, when they're fit and available? That's the team that I've gone for. So again, just to run through it really quickly. Adrian, Trent, Van Dijk, Gomez, Robertson, Fabinho, Henderson, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Mane, Salah, Firmino. Bang. Job done. Stephen Booker said agree with the lineup, Craig. Thank you, mate. I know a lot of people will have Matip in. I absolutely understand that. I know a lot of people might have Gino Wijnaldum in instead of Jordan Henderson. Instead of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I get that as well. I absolutely understand where you're coming from. This is all just about opinions, isn't it? Until Jurgen Klopp puts that team sheet in, we're all guessing. And it's part of the fun, though. I like sometimes looking and going, oh, we got it right this week. It doesn't happen very often, if I'm being honest. But what are your thoughts, ladies and gents? Do you agree with my team selection? Would you do anything differently? What else have we got here? So we'll get on about the kit deal, big man Steve, as well. We've a lot to get through tonight. Don't worry. Whatever you guys are thinking about, I have it in my notes. I promise you we'll cover all the big topics. We've got loads of time. We're going to about 11:15, ladies and gents. So keep your comments coming. Let me know your score predictions. Let me know your thoughts on the Europa League games. Let me know your thoughts on anything Liverpool related. I am here to serve. What else have we got? Milner looked a bit fatigued lately, said Joe Cullen. What else have we got? Good lineup, said Max Preston. Thank you very much, buddy. It is very difficult to say Joe Gomez over Joe Matip. It was a very difficult decision, but I like Joe Gomez's pace. And I think if we are going to hold a high line against that Arsenal attack, that might be the way to go. But it is just about opinions. My opinion is no more or less relevant than anybody else's. Mane to start, 3-1 score, said Yassar. A lot of people gone 3-1, 4-1. As you can see from my prediction, I've gone with 4-1 for my score prediction. A lot of 3-1s, a lot of 4-1s, but a lot of confident Reds, and that's really, really good to see. We don't mean to be disrespectful towards Arsenal. I've said it time and time again, Arsenal will improve as the season goes on. They've done some good business in the window. It's not my job to come on here and belittle Arsenal. That's not what I'm trying to do. Think of this more as me being so confident in our boys and that team. And it does help that we've got a good history against Arsenal recently, especially at Anfield. And it does help that we're unbeaten at Anfield in 2 years in the Premier League. That all plays into this. That plays into my decision making when I'm coming up with these predictions. Sorry, my wife's sending me screenshots here like I'm not on a stream. What's she at? Let me just live on stream. Okay, I don't know what she expects me to do with that. She's sending me a screenshot of an issue she's having, like I can deal with it when I'm on stream. What's your opinion on Ceballos? Do you think he'd be a good fit for us? There's no point in having that conversation, Mossy, mate. He's an Arsenal player at this moment in time. If we want to talk about him as a player, yes, he seems like a decent player, but somebody who does want to go and play for Real Madrid by the looks of it. He wants to prove himself, it seems, this season in the Premier League and then go back and show Zinedine Zidane that he has what it takes to make it there. Callum said, every time Lovren's played against Arsenal for us, we've won. Why not play against Lovren? Because he has no rhythm, mate. He's played no minutes. And how much of a disrespect would that be for Gomez and Matip right now if you dropped Eggsy Lovren in there? I just can't see any way that's how. He's probably going to be leaving the club by the looks of it. Or at least there's a possibility of him leaving the club. And while that is there, do you play him? Do you risk that if he may have a transfer to Leverkusen, for instance? Do you risk playing him? I just don't see that happening, if I'm being honest. Max Preston said, I agree. I think Gomez has the ability to keep up with their attack. Big man Steve's gone for a 5-2 win for the Reds. Liam Barr's gone for 5-1. What else we got? Dean Dixon 2-2. Interesting. You're going Desmond. I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit too arrogant. Is that the phrase? Maybe the right word. Max Preston's gone 2-2 as well. Wow. I don't see where. Like, those of you that are going for a 2-2, so Dean and Max and anybody else that might be going for a draw, I'd love to know your thought process. I really would, because look at 11 against 11. Look at Arsenal's possible 11 and our 11. They really don't compare. They don't. I mean, their attack is phenomenal. I will give them that. But when you go to midfield and defence, I mean, we start to edge ahead for me. And I think we went one behind against Arsenal last year, came back and battered them 5-1. I think Arsenal are going to try and get that first goal again. Whether they do or not, I don't know. I just can't see any way we don't beat them. I just think we're better than them in every area of the pitch. And yeah, so lads, please do let me know what's bringing you to the 2-2. Are you worried about our defence? Or are you just impressed with Arsenal's attack? Milo's gone 3-0 to the Reds. Casper's gone 4-0. Colin's gone 3-1. Boy is in the chat. How are we, Anthony? I think we'll win 5-1, said James. 3-2 to Liverpool, said Angroid. 4-1 for Mossy. 3-1 for Stephen Booker. 4-2 for Leon. What else have we got? Bagsy's thinking 2 or 3-0 to Liverpool. Graham Sangster's gone 2-1. A lot of people happy about a Liverpool win. A lot of people believe in Arsenal are going to score 1, maybe 2. I get that. What have we got? I'm going for Dave Sweeney's team. Adrian, Van Dijk, Gomez, Trent, Robbo, Hendo, Fabinho, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Mino, Salah, Mane. I think, have we? I think we've gone for the same team. Yes, same team as myself, Dave. Osama's Taste Cave's gone balls out. He's going 8-0. No holding back, mate. That's even in my wildest dreams. I can't see an 8-0 coming our way. WJ Davies is going 2-0. Boya's gone 2-1 to Liverpool. Someone's going to get a hat-trick, said Big Man Steve. We know Bobby got one last season. I think, wasn't Salah kind enough to give up the penalty to him to get that hat-trick, if my memory serves? And it's usually wrong, because my memory's shocking. With a week to prepare, Klopp will have the team ready. A solid 4-1 win, said Neil Gordon. Good. I like this. I like this positivity, ladies and gents. I like that a lot of people are backing the Reds to get the job done. I think we will. I haven't had a chance to talk to many Arsenal fans about this. Now, I know somebody pointed out to me that somebody was on a wind-up. Was it TY or whatever his name was, or Ty? I don't know how you pronounce that gentleman's name. He's gone for a 3-0 win to Arsenal, but then again, he seems to always go for that kind of stuff. So, I don't know if you have any Arsenal mates. What are they thinking? Even Billy, who does the Fantasy Premier League podcast with Brian, who is an Arsenal fan, even he reckons there'll probably be a 3-1 win to Liverpool. WJ Davies going for a Chamberlain screamer. Would love Adrian to get a clean sheet, said Dave Sweeney. JDB said, would rather Liverpool to win the Premier League after 2 years, or Ireland to win the World Cup. 100% Liverpool to win the Premier League, mate. I know. 100%. Are we talking about the Football World Cup here or the Rugby World Cup? Because there actually is a difference to my way of thinking with that. But yeah, Liverpool to win the Premier League, mate. It's what's most important to me outside of family life. And I'm not even going to joke about that. I consistently think about it. I don't know what my wife thinks I'd be doing up here, but I've no idea what my wife's trying to do. Like, she knows I'm on a stream. She's sending me messages. Just let me message her back here, ladies and gents. On a stream, darling. Which she knows I am. Right. Mane is gunning machine this season, said Yasser. I'm very confident about him scoring a shit ton of goals this year, mate. Very confident. Adrian to score a penalty. Well, he's not going to be fucking taking one. Why would we let Adrian take a penalty? That ain't going to happen. Penalty taker is James Milner, Mohamed Salah. There's no way Adrian's taking a penalty. What part of Dublin am I from? Shankill, Julie. Shankill. Very south of Dublin. Practically Wicklow, to be honest. But I don't live there anymore. I think the game will be full of VAR controversy. I can't say, yeah. May not. Yeah, I have no idea whether it will or won't. I don't know what, yeah, I've no idea what my wife's trying to say to me. Sorry, she's confusing the shit out of me. Emails coming through as well. Sorry, I have to message my wife back or I'll be in trouble. I know what side my bread is buttered on. There you go. Yes, R.I.P. Junior Agogo as well. Brian Morrissey, thank you very much for reminding me of that one, mate. Yes, it is horrible to hear of the passing of a footballer. So, I think he's about 40 years of age, if memory serves me correct. And yes, our condolences, absolutely. Fabinho should take the penalty, said Dean Dixon. Didn't he take one in pre-season and miss one? Whether it be this season or last season, I just remember at pre-season, Fabinho missing a penalty. Not that that matters a jot, it's pre-season. And I know they have a very good record on penalties at Monaco as well. We have a few people that can take a penalty at the club, which is a good thing. Angroid said, I believe if Arsenal get a penalty... no, I'm not saying that, mate. We're not going in on Pogba. Not with the week he's after having. Would love Bobby to win the Golden Boot to compete with the front three, said Joe Cullen. So would I, mate. And I put out a poll yesterday. I think I mentioned it last night's stream that... I asked who will be the top scorer in all competitions this season, and Mane ran away with it. 69% of Liverpool fans voted on our vote, and there was around, I think, just over 1,500 votes that Sadio Mane would win. Mohamed Salah was the next popular with, I don't know, 20-something% of the vote, or maybe, and then Bobby Firmino had in the low, less than 5, like 4 or 5%, something like that. So yeah, a lot of people very happy about Naby Keita, and I'm not Naby Keita, Sadio Mane. My wife's after absolutely throwing my head. It's all over the place here with her message distracting me. I'm not somebody who can multitask, ladies and gents. Sabrina said, so sorry for disturbing the streams. Yes, she's thrown me. She's thrown me, ladies and gents. I'm useless. See, I can't even speak. I'm useless when I have two things on my mind. I'm a very simple man. Bobby Firmino's our engine, he's amazing, so crucial to our front three, said Joey. Adrian will be just fine. I've no worries about Adrian either. I mean, I was happy when we signed him as a backup to Alisson. He will be here as long as Alisson is, or he will be playing as long as Alisson is unavailable, and yeah, I'm sound about that. He made a mistake. Alisson made a mistake. Goalkeepers make mistakes. I was fuming about it at the time, but it didn't cost us the points. We got the 3 points. And that moves me on, actually. I wanted to talk about something because I was watching LFC TV earlier on. Where is this? Yeah, so I was watching LFC TV earlier on. I was watching Press Box, was the show I was watching. And David Maddock was on there. And he mentioned that Liverpool players were still in the mix zone after the Super Cup at 3 a.m. doing interviews and stuff like that. Think about that. They were in the mix zone at 3 a.m. Then later on that same morning, they boarded the flight back from Istanbul to Liverpool. I believe held a training session, their one and only training session, which I still, if memory serves, was less than an hour, before the Southampton game, before they had to travel down to Southampton. Actually, do you know what? I said they travelled back to Liverpool. I don't actually know. Did we? Or did we travel straight to Southampton? I can't remember that. But what I do know is we flew back to the UK, had one training session, and then went down to Southampton and got the 3 points away. That can't be understated. I mean, David Maddock was saying the same. The players had fuck all time to recover there. Very, very little. And it makes the result all the more impressive for me. It was just about going and getting those 3 points at Southampton. Adrian made his mistake. We played good in some patches. We were a bit blotty in others. But 6 points on the board and a home game against Arsenal at the weekend. Both teams, I think, if memory serves me correct, are the only two teams left with 100% records in the Premier League. I know Everton are playing tomorrow night, and madness, they can go top of the league if they pick up 3 points there, which is still baffles me, but like hopefully it won't happen because we don't want Everton, even for a minute, getting a sniff at the top of the Premier League. We don't want them getting above themselves, do we? So yes, your thoughts on that, ladies and gents. The result against Southampton, it's easy to overlook it, but Chelsea were in the same position, don't get me wrong. They had to travel back as well, and they had a shorter turnaround before the game than we did. We had an extra day and a half or something like that to prepare than Chelsea did. But to fly back that late and go out and get that 3 points at Southampton, we can't underestimate this. We can't understate how impressive that was. And the mentality involved, as Klopp said, the mentality monsters. It was really, really impressive for me that we got that job done. I think Klopp said something in an interview like the headlines were almost written. People were seeing that game as a banana skin, and people, were almost ready to see a Liverpool drop points, away there, and they didn't. They got the job done, and that is why this group of players are special. That they just get the job done, and I fucking love that about them, ladies and gents. I remember Klopp saying the other day how grateful he is our front three that they can always perform, even that with that amount of rest. Said Joey, yeah, they're absolute monsters, the three of them. I mean, the levels of fitness of those three men is outstanding. Bobby Firmino is just a different breed, isn't he? He is just unbelievable. I remember listening to Sadio Mane, and you guys I'm sure remember this as well, saying that a lot of the tiredness is just in your mind. And he was saying it with a big beautiful smile on his face, and what a man. What's this? Mark Meehan said, we talked about Ox much so far, Craig? No, not yet, mate, but I will get into that one because, as I'm sure you know, maybe some of you don't know because it came out quite late this evening, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain has signed a new long-term contract at Liverpool Football Club. I believe it keeps him at the club until 2023. I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted with that news. I love Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I've made no secret of that on the streams. I think what he brings to our team when he's fit and firing is something that we lack at times, and something that Naby Keita can potentially bring as well. But yeah, I'm so fucking happy at that news. How are you feeling about it, ladies and gents? Pacey Bit said, I subscribe. Thank you very much. Jamie, thank you very much. Really appreciate that, mate. We will get on to the night deal as well, Arda, mate. Don't worry about that. I just want to spend a few minutes giving Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain the recognition he deserves and the congratulations that he deserves in signing that new deal. It is, it's great news. It really is. Where's this? So what have we got? Congratulations to Oxlade-Chamberlain. I love Oxlade-Chamberlain, said Anthony Cronin. Mark Meehan said, love Oxlade-Chamberlain, deserved a new contract fully, which he did. And yeah, it's fucking great, isn't it? Isn't it just great news? Like, I love the club's timing on certain things, these little bits of positivity. So Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain didn't have his greatest game against Chelsea out of position. I think that's fair to say. Back in his more familiar role against Southampton, he showed an improvement. And now, just before we play his former club, just to get him that little bit more revved up, the club announced that he signed that new deal, which is another reason why I touched on, I believe he's going to start. Because he's going to be ready. He's going to be full of adrenaline. He's going to be ready to prove a point. He's going to be so happy to run back out at Anfield and play. And yeah, I'm expecting him to start, and I'm expecting a big game when he does. New contract, said Joanne Fisher. Happy days. Love you, Craig. Keep up the good work, said Casper. Mate, thank you so much. Oxlade-Chamberlain's a top guy, said Cameron. He is. And even somebody mentioned last night on the stream, even him just stepping up and defending Felipe Coutinho by saying, mate, you've got nothing, or he doesn't have to prove himself, he's got nothing to prove to anybody, just tells you the calibre and the class of the man. I've long said that I believe he is one of the most media savvy footballers on the face of the planet, but he is a good guy as well. And seeing him work as hard as he did with Ryan Brewster as well, to work the way back from those injuries, you can't but be moved by him. And if you remember when we played Roma away in the Champions League final, he went over, or the Champions League semi-final, he went over and gave that young man a shirt, then made sure that the young man had tickets to the final. He's just a class act, and to have people like him at this football club can only benefit the club. People of that man's calibre, class, and of course playing ability first and foremost. Bradley McIntosh said, Craig, is that a starting 11 confirmed their prediction? Oh mate, it's 100% the prediction. 100% the prediction. That's just my guess at it, Bradley, mate. Would be nice to see Oxlade-Chamberlain scoring on Saturday, said Kev. That will put the icing on the cake for him. I'll subscribe if you dab. Yeah, you ain't gonna be subscribing, mate. I ain't fucking Paul Pogba, nor am I dabbing, mate. I have some morals, just a little few. I mean, there's a lot I will do on the stream, mate, but I'm not fucking dabbing for your subscription, pal. That ain't happening. I hope this... Oh, we'll get on to the night kit. I know a lot of people want to talk about the night deal. I promise you, it's next up. We'll get to that. Javinho said, I love Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, his singing and rapping. It's almost as good as my singing, Javinho. Almost. His rapping game's probably more on point than mine, though. I'll give him that one. My singing is shocking, for those of you that don't know. I'm only joking. Hope Oxlade-Chamberlain plays a drifty nifty. He only dabs for our son Lucas, said Sabrina. Yes, that is true. I do. I dab with my little dude because he likes dabbing. And what the little dude wants, the little dude gets. Connery said, I'm your biggest fan. You fucking clearly am it, mate. You clearly aren't if you want me to dab for a subscription, mate. You'd already be subscribed if you were. But anyway, I appreciate the comments, mate, and thank you for joining us. Joanne wants me to give an out bash to pour some sugar on me. That one's for you, wifey, because you hate me singing, darling, and I do it sometimes just to wind you up. Gaming guy said, the only thing I think we missed is having Sturridge and Oxlade-Chamberlain hip-hop quiz. Yeah, fair point. Sturridge signed for Trabzonspor, by the way, just in case anybody doesn't know that. I think he signed a 3-year deal with the Turkish outfit. A lot of people saying hello to my wife as well, which, thank you. Thank you very much. I love that you guys treat Sabrina with such respect. A little bit of news. So the chair from Serendipity Furniture, that wonderful, wonderful throne, is arriving in Ireland tomorrow by the looks of it. And I did the measurements and stuff today, and I'm going to have to change things around a little bit. You won't notice any changes, won't notice anything for you guys, but I had to order a new green screen today because I need a bigger area. So I'm going to be using the chair on the streams, not from tomorrow because it's not getting delivered to my house, it's getting delivered to Waterford because we're going to do a photo shoot with the chair, you know, to do a bit of publicity for Serendipity. So thank you for sending us over the chair. But yeah, going forward, maybe from next week at some point, I will be sitting in that beautiful new throne, and I will have a little bit of a new green screen. Don't know if the image that you guys will see will change, but I'm having to change around the area to fit in this beautiful chair, and I'm really excited about it. What am I doing? I'm just clicking on random things here. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. Where's it gone? Sorry guys, I'm after fucking up something. I don't know what's going on here. Refresh. Have I killed the stream? Sorry, am I still live? I think I might have. Yes, I've killed the stream. Am I still live? Yeah. I don't know what went on there. Sorry. I clicked on something. Don't know what happened, but I think I'm back now. So we're all good. Cool. Sorry, that was my fault. Big fat fingers hitting off the wrong buttons. Pop out. Sorry, I'm still trying to work this. Here we go. There. Done. Live. Back on. My fault, ladies and gents. Do bear with me. I am scrambling around here. As I said, that distraction, my wife distracted me earlier on, it's completely fucked me up. Right, 1 second. Okay. Bear with me, guys. 2 secs. Pop out chat. Okay. Okay. There we go. Right, let's get on to have a little chat about this new kit deal. For those of you who don't know, I won't say it's been confirmed, but it's starting to look very, very, very likely that Liverpool will be signing a kit deal with Nike. There's a piece that came out from Forbes today talking about the club's value. And in that, there was a couple of lines saying that the club... Let me just grab my notes so I can get this correctly. And there's so much, and we've got some redevelopment of Anfield news to get through as well, so just bear with me. Yeah, so reports today, including from Forbes, suggest that Liverpool are very close to announcing Nike as the club's kit manufacturer from the 2020 to 2021 season. The report also goes on to say that this could be the richest kit deal in Premier League history, which is not insignificant at all. That is, I don't know what type of money we're talking, I don't want to guess, but a shit ton if we're talking about the richest in Premier League history. What do you guys think? I've been very honest, and I'm not a Nike fan when it comes to football kits. I want what's best for Liverpool Football Club, and if that's Nike, sound. Somebody's just quickly asking when the Champions League draw is. August the 29th, I think next Thursday, I think, if memory serves me correct. But yeah, what do you guys think about the Nike deal? There's no way I'm fucking... If you're asking me to dab, mate, it's just not going to happen. You can stop asking. Yeah, so what do we think about Nike? Happy? Unhappy? Do you think it's the right move for the club? What do you think about their kits? I just find it very hard to visualise Liverpool with a Nike tick. It just seems odd to me. Now, the financial backing that it will bring will be great. The potential doors and opportunities it may open for Nike athletes to come to Liverpool, Yes, I like the idea of that as well. Dean Dixon saying 10-year deal, question mark. It could be, mate, and it has been muted. A few people are saying that, but I don't like the idea of any club signing a 10-year kit manufacturer deal, because what's good on paper now may not be good on paper in 10 years' time. Do you know what I mean? Even 5-6 years' time, we could be talking about that looking like peanuts. So, what do you guys think on this? Nike kits equals dull, said Mrs. Mad. In Thailand, New Balance kits are hard to get. Nike and Adidas are everywhere. That is, yeah, I'd never really thought about that, mate, to be honest. So, like, would the club store, Andy, be your only option when it comes to stuff like that with New Balance? So, like, I did notice differences. So, in Ireland, basically, any sports shop we go into, there'll be, like, football kits and stuff like that. But I did notice when I was over in Florida, for instance, that when I was in the likes of Dick's Sporting Goods and stuff, that sometimes they don't have a football section or a very big football section, and you have to go to speciality stores to get football kits. So yeah, maybe I sometimes forget the availability in different parts of the world, and thank you for bringing that up, Andy, mate. I do appreciate it. Casper said Nike all day long. Tom Jones said with Nike deal, Mbappe chances are raised. Yeah, a lot of people saying Mbappe, a lot of people saying Sancho, Havertz, but whatever it might be, I think it's fair to say that FSG once again look like they are playing an absolute blinder when it comes to the commercial side of things. Just think of where we were and where we are now. I know the value of the club will automatically have gone up because of TV revenue and stuff like that, but the value that Forbes put on Liverpool Football Club today, I think they made us the 7th richest club in the world, was $2.2 billion. $2.2 billion. So it's been quite a clever and shrewd investment from Fenway Sports Group when it comes to the value of their asset, but at the same time, I'm sound about that. I'm not somebody that thinks that they don't deserve to have made money. They haven't taken any money out of the club. They've invested in it. We've built a new main stand, a training ground, all this other stuff as well. We've improved the area around the stadium. We'll go into the Annie Road end in a few minutes. We'll talk about that. But yeah, what do you think about it? Good move. Well done, FSG. Sometimes, we are kind of not as complimentary as maybe we should be towards the owners. And I know a lot of people have different opinions on the owners. Mossy said, who are we in a pot for the Champions? We're in pot number 1, Mossy, mate. We are top seed. We are in the highest seeded pot. The list of the seeds are there if you want to have a Google, mate, and have a look. Casper says Nike all day long. I prefer Adidas. Who said that one? I'm with you, whoever it was. Bear with me till I scroll back up. Where was it? Would prefer Adidas, said Scotty. I'm with you. I prefer Adidas as well. Craig Adams said Nike is great if it brings Kylian Mbappe with it. Craig, we have your diet chav if you want to back unharmed Den Dab. Mate, she be here. Do you know what I mean? Never not in arm's reach for me. Bernadette Farrell said I love New Balance. And Bernadette, I am with you, my friend. I'm a massive fan of New Balance. I love that they've brought out the extra little things, like the trainers, for instance. I bought myself a pair. I'm looking up there with them now. I bought myself a pair of the New Balance Liverpool trainers. So yeah, that's been good for me. I know a lot of people are hit and miss on their kits. I like New Balance's kits. They haven't all been great, but I like the little touches. I love the Bob Paisley stuff this season, and they've been inventive in the way that they've made our kits. So whatever happens, if we move away from New Balance, I'll always look back on this period fondly. But it is about moving forward and the best deal for the club. And when it comes to laying down a lot of cash, Nike, Adidas, they are really the big boys, aren't they? And they are the ones with the deepest pockets. 10 years, 500 million, said Dean Dixon. It'll be more than that. There's no way the club are going to agree to a 50 million a year kit deal, mate. It needs to be a lot more than that. 70 something a year is roughly what I'm hearing. Now, again, just what I'm hearing. Anything could change or anything could be misconstrued. Kane said, hey Craig, love Anfield agenda. It's going to grow and grow. Thank you very much, mate. But it will only grow because of good people like yourself and everybody else that tunes in and gives us their time. And for that, we're infinitely grateful. So, again, if you're like Kane, I should say, and you're enjoying the stream and you haven't subscribed, please do hit that button and give us a thumbs up on the stream as well. Whatever's best for the club, said Jovino. Exactly. Sancho, Mbappe and Havertz to work with Nike, said Drifty Nifty. My favourite Liverpool player is Trent and Bobby Firmino, said Mossy Kyo. I'm with you, mate. Firmino's mine. What else we got? 10 years, 750 million plus, said Stephen Booker. That's around the figure, mate, that I've been reading as well. Now, obviously, until it's confirmed, we won't know, but that's a lot of money, isn't it? That is a lot of money, like £750 million potentially over 10 years. Wow, that's a lot of money. I still don't agree with the 10-year thing, by the way. I don't like that. I don't think committing yourself that long. I mean, look how far we've moved in the past 4 or 5 years from kit manufacturer deal. So, but look, it's still a lot of money, isn't it? Seahawk said, agree, 10-year deal, but FSG are so business savvy, they know what they're doing. I wouldn't be at all surprised if it's announced as a 10-year deal, but there is a clause in there to renegotiate or reevaluate 4 or 5 years down the line. What else we got? I'd be happy with whatever kit as long as it's the right deal for us at the end of the day. Money talks, so if it gives us a better transfer fund, then that's what it has to be, said David Newell. And yes, David, I think a lot of people would agree with you there, buddy, and we just want what's best for the club, don't we? If that's Nike, then so be it. When I look around the kits, like the Barcelona kit this year is dog shit. Spurs kit, not a fan of it. I'm struggling to think of any Nike kits that I look at and go, ooh, that's quite good. I hope they just go the extra yard and don't just roll out some bog standard plain kit. Anyone get where I'm coming from? Like, I mean, again, not being disrespectful to Spurs here, I'm talking about a football kit, not their team, but that kit is horrible this season. As it was last season, the Barcelona one, I give up like fucking squares instead of stripes. And I know that they haven't always had stripes over recent years, but yeah, there's been some strange choices for me. So what do you, thumbs up, thumbs down? I was hoping Adidas would come in at the last minute with a sneaky little deal, but it doesn't look to be the case. The Irish weather's depressing, somebody said. It is. It's been a fucking shocking summer. When will it be announced? Well, it seems to be leaking quite a bit, Steve. So I would say, I was saying yesterday, I think on yesterday's stream, I said I wouldn't have thought it might be December. But with the news starting to come out bit by bit now, I mean, how long can you hold this back if it's being leaked into the public domain? Curtis said, hi Craig, hope you're well. Come on Reds. My hope is what your prediction is. 4-1. Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Brian Kelly said, wow, 750 big ones. Yeah, I know, it's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot of money to add to a club's balance sheet. Neil Gordon said, can put that money straight towards signings next summer, or are there provisions? I genuinely haven't got a clue. I mean, you won't get 750 million towards signings next summer, but if it is 75 million a year, say for 10 years, well, that is 75 million that will be there to cover one big transfer, or I don't know, costs, but it is a lot of money to drop into the football club on top of the television revenue. You can hear my doorbell, you can hear the dog having a bark downstairs. Doorbell again, lashing the doorbell over. And that's my son as well, that lives here, that could literally just walk in the front door, but decides, no, I'm going to ring the doorbell. Gaz said Nike kits are dull. Phil, some of the neutrals have, have votes our kit the best, Craig. Some of the neutrals have voted our kits. I've even seen other people belittle our kits, actually. Burn it out, which shocked me. Joe Cullen said, Adidas to make smarter kits than Nike, but cash is king, so go with the best offer. Rail have Adidas. They have beautiful white and gold lace kits, whilst Barca have squares. Yeah, there are some gorgeous, like Arsenal, as an example. Their 3 Adidas kits this season are sensational, I have to say. All 3 of their kits, beautiful. Yeah, so if you're an Arsenal fan and you've gone with Adidas and you see those kits, you're thinking, yes. And that's where I am with it. But at the end of the day, it is about the best deal for the club. That's important to remember. Will kit prices go up? Asked Bradley McIntosh. I would say yes, mate. Now, I've no proof of this, but from my experience of looking and buying football kits, and as you know, I'm a confirmed chav when it comes to this type of stuff, yeah, Nike kits are usually more expensive, so I would say they probably will go up in price. I'd say now, what is it, £60 for a Liverpool shirt from the club store? I'd say you're probably going to go up to 67, 68, 70, but it's guesswork. John Hamilton said, our third top is one of the best tops I've seen in a long time from any Premier League club. I don't really like it, John. Mate, I bought the training top. I like the colours. I like the black and the teal. I just don't like the way it is on the third kit. My son loves his one. So, yeah, it's a hit and miss one for me, but again, it's different. And I'll give them that. You get points for different. The Roma Nike kit is good, said Liz. It is. They're always smart, actually, to be fair, Liz. That's a good show. Roma and Galatasaray, they usually have decent looking kits. David Newell said Adidas make really nice kits. Germany kits have always been the best international kits, so ideally we'd love Adidas. You're preaching to the choir, David. I absolutely love Adidas, and I would have crawled over broken glass for us to go back with Adidas and then had access to all those beautiful retro kits that we had. Imagine that. Imagine being able to go into the club store, which you can now. I mean, you can buy these great retro kits from Score Draw, 3 Retro, the Liverpool Club shop and various other places. But imagine how nice it would be to get those Adidas kits with the badge on them. Oh, mate, the candy 89.90, all that type of stuff would be brilliant. Sabrina said sorry about the doorbell. It's alright. I still to this day know when my son rings the doorbell. Sorry, I should probably put this into context. I have one of those front doors that you just pull down the handle and walk in. So I don't know why he doesn't just walk into his own house and rings the doorbell. It is one of his little quirks. Joe Cullen said love their old Adidas kits. As did I, mate. Love our jersey this year. Don't know if I want the second kit or the black and gold keepers one. Keepers one, mate. I mean, whatever kit you're getting, the keepers one is the best of the bunch this season by a long, long way, in my opinion. Beautiful kit, absolutely beautiful kit, and it's no accident that it sold out so quickly when the club released it. I love the Adidas Argentina kit. I got both the home and away, said big man Steve. I hate that, Steve. It's really weird because, as you know, you've seen me wear Adidas Argentina kits, but I don't like the colours of the stripes of the Argentina kit this season. I think they've ruined it. But again, it is all just about opinions, isn't it? Gaming Guy said, I understand the Nike deal will be a lot of cash. However, the club must remember what we are fans and not customers. How am I going to phrase this without sounding like I'm having a dig at the owners? Because I don't want to. But we are customers to them. That's all. I mean, they can sing and dance and make all the right noises, but we're customers. We are. They look at us and they look at revenue from each match day. They look at what we can get with kit sales. They look at what we can get from training, the kit sales, manager kit. We are customers. Whatever we want to think about it, we are customers to them at this moment in time. And that's the way football is. And I suppose we're just going to have to come to terms with that. Doesn't mean they care less about the club. I'm not trying to say that, but we are fucking customers. Like, I think if we're being honest. Subi, I don't know when Alisson will be back, mate. I'm still trying to find out that information. Dortmund always have great kits. I haven't liked their kits with Nike at all, mate, if I'm being honest. Or not Nike, with Puma, sorry. I haven't liked any of their Puma kits. Do you think Nike is better than New Balance? No, not for me, Sam. New Balance or Adidas, Nike would be third on my list. But I just want what's best for the club, and that's all. If Nike is what's best for the club, sound. I'll be wearing Nike kits like everybody else. Sofilio said, thanks Craig, mate, you're the man. No, mate, you're the man. Thank you very much for the kind words. Right, what else we got? I don't mind Inter Milan's kits. A Danny, which is a Nike kit. Sean Firmino said, going for a 3-2 tight win. I know we normally smash the Gunners at home, but I feel as if our fullbacks have been off the pace in the first 2 games, and if Pepe and Aubameyang are fire in trouble. Yeah, but what's Pepe done to make you feel that, though? That's the thing. Pepe's done fuck all so far. Aubameyang's great, don't get me wrong. Lacazette, good footballer, but yeah, I don't know. I think people are too worried about Arsenal. I think we'll steamroller them again. I think Arsenal, as I said in previous stream, will get better as the season goes on, have done good business, have a good manager, and are a good club. I don't mean to belittle them. This is more my confidence in us. Curtis Dalton said, we should be sponsored by Carlsberg again, Craig. They were the best because we're the best team in the world. Yeah, it is. The club do have a ridiculously long relationship with Carlsberg. I think it's one of the longest commercial relationships in football. It's, yeah, it is great. I don't mind who we have on the front of the shirt. I mean, some things would just look wrong, but Carlsberg, Standard Chartered, they all look okay to me. One day all of us will call to your house, said Pat Moynihan. The door's open. As I said, Pat, just pull down the handle and walk in, mate. Just don't ring the fucking doorbell because you'll ruin the stream. Brian Morris, he said the Boca Juniors kit is unreal. Number 1, no competition. It's alright. Yeah, I mean, I'm a River Plate man myself. I like that stripe, that old white kit with the diagonal red stripe. That's quite nice, but I do like the Boca kit. I very nearly bought the Boca kit actually in Florida last year, but in the end I ended up going with the LAFC kit. What else have we got? I love the AC Milan home jersey, said Mossy. Atletico kit. Not really a fan, Luke, if I'm being honest, of the Atletico kit. Anthony Cronin reckons the Reds are going to win 5-1 at the weekend. I don't like the PSG jersey, said Anthony. Mark Meehan said can't see us winning 4-1, excuse me. It'll be far tougher than last year. Adrian isn't as good as Alisson. But that only becomes a problem, Mark, if they have opportunities. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, it's well and good saying Alisson's in goal. And that will affect distribution. I get you from that point of view. But when Adrian's goalkeeping, I've had no issues with it. His shot stopping, his command of crosses, nothing like that has worried me so far seeing him. And look, we'll know whatever happens on Saturday happens. And at the end of the day, I don't care if we win 9-8 as long as we get to 3 points. And that's all it's about for me. But it would be nice to put in a good performance actually and just lay down a marker. Brian Kelly said Scouslands is in for a hot weekend, footy and sunshine incoming. Nice. Your chat is so delayed, said Christian Armstrong. Okay, Christian, what would you like me to do, buddy? What would you like me to do? Would you like me to reinvent YouTube for you? Would you like me to ignore everybody else's comments so I can read out your bitching like I'm doing now, Christian? You let me know, buddy, what you'd like me to do. Plus, I would also like to add into the conversation, Christian, feel free to fuck off, mate, whenever you want. I mean, no one's keeping you here. I just don't like negativity, Christian, mate. I don't like it. There's no need for it. And if the chat's delayed, I don't know if you mean the actual chat, in which case that's fucking YouTube's issue, pal, not mine. Who do you think the best central attacking midfielder would be to come to Liverpool? I'll leave that to the chat, mate. I don't like to steer the conversation. Havertz is somebody who I know he can play wide. I know he can play in the position in behind as well. He's somebody who's been linked to the club quite a lot. Okay, let me just catch up with the chat. As long as we don't acquire the creators of that kit, the full English breakfast on it. I don't even remember that one. Spurs green kit is rotten, said Mark Meehan. Yeah, it is particularly horrible, mate. You're right. Roma's kit's pretty nice, said Joel. Would love Havertz, said Shay Giles. Havertz any day, said Subi. Loads of Havertz. Havertz all over the shop. Craig, do I like Club Orange? Yeah, it's alright, mate. I prefer Rock Shandy, actually, Anthony. If I'm having club, I'd go Rock Shandy. Craig to score a hat-trick. Imagine the state of me running around on that pitch. Be like Jan Mulby reincarnated, but without the ability. Do you like Juventus jerseys? I do. Renegade Raider. I've had a few of them over the last few years, actually. Not this season, though. No way I'm buying this season's one. I don't like it at all. I understand why the pink is there to divide down the middle, but I don't like the look of it. Callum said Bruno Fernandes. Good show. I'll be interested to see how he gets on. Now, there's still time for a potential move to take him away from Sporting, but I will be interested to see how he gets on. I'll be keeping a much closer eye on him this season than I did last season anyway. Mark Meehan said, Rock Shandy is lit. I bought some today. It is delish, isn't it, Mark? It really is delish, especially in the summer. Anyway, let's get back to the football. I could sit here talking Rock Shandy all day long. Gokul said, based on how long our key players are signing, looks like Klopp doesn't intend to stay longer than 2022. Why is that, mate? Why do you think that? I mean, contracts are generally 4 or 5 years for players. So the new players that are signing are going to be signing contracts till 2023, roughly. It's got fuck all to do with Klopp's contract. It's just how contracts work out, mate. I don't know whether Klopp will or won't stay past his 3 years that he has remaining. That remains to be seen, but I don't think it's had much effect on when players are signing. I think that's just how long players genuinely... I mean, it's 4 years sometimes with an option of a fifth, and that option can be either the clubs or the players or both. Do I like the Newcastle shirt? No, it is dog shit, Sam. Oh, horrible. Horrible, horrible. A few shouts for Fanta Lemon as well. Imagine if we won the league with Gerrard as manager. I don't think Gerrard's going to be the next Liverpool manager, if I'm being honest. There's been something that we spoke a little bit about yesterday. I've seen a little bit of it on Twitter today as well, but don't rule out the possibility of Pep Lijnders being primed for that role. That's all I'm saying. Don't rule anything out. Always keep your mind open. Gerrard coming in to manage Liverpool someday, yes, we'd all love it, but he needs the experience. And I hear what you're saying to me. Pep Lijnders probably won't have that experience either, but he will have worked hand in hand with Jurgen Klopp for a prolonged period of time, and it will be a fairly easy transition. And look, call me an all romantic, but I do like that old boot room style of passing the mantle on to somebody who's already at the club. Sam Rowe said, glad we got Alex. I'm going to start that again, Sam. Glad we got Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain back, 100%. I'm so happy for the guy to sign that new deal today. I want Madrid in the Champions League, said Alex Rodriguez. Klopp said in an interview that he might retire in 2 or 3 years. He did. He also said that he doesn't know what will happen in 2 or 3 years. It's a long time. So, again, I wouldn't worry about it too much, ladies and gents. We have him for 3 years. Let's enjoy him and see what happens at the end of that. 3 years is a very, very long time in football. Klopp would have made a decision yet Klopp won't have made a decision yet when he goes. Exactly, Angroid, I'm with you. He will get a vibe, and if the club get any type of indication that Jurgen Klopp wants to extend his contract, they will very quickly move to put that contract in front of him like they did previously. At the moment, they're being respectful of Kloppo, and they're waiting for his lead on this. Who do I think will start in midfield on Saturday? Maxwell. The team that I've picked is there, buddy, but just in case you can't read it or you can't get to it right now, I've gone with a midfield of Fabinho, Henderson and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is my prediction for the weekend. I know a lot of people are showing a lot of love for Gini Wijnaldum instead of Oxlade-Chamberlain. Hey, I can get that as well, but for me, I just think the buzz around Chamberlain, the new contract, the fact it's his former club, the fact it's a home game, the crowd will be right behind him and he'll be celebrating that new deal. And the fact Klopp talks about rhythm. That's why I think Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will start in midfield. What do I think of Seattle Sounders? Of course I know Seattle Sounders, mate. I don't know if you mean the kit or the club, but I don't know too much about the club because I don't watch, I do watch some MLS, but not an awful lot of it. They've always seemed to be a decent side though. Isn't that where Clint Dempsey went? What have we got? I wouldn't mind Pep Lijnders if Klopp goes, said Subi. What do I think of Seattle Sounders? I've already just answered that question, but you've put it in again. What do I think of Eddie Howe and why he's not got a big job yet? I think he's a good manager. I can't say if he's a great manager yet for the very reason that you've just put in, mate. It is tough to make a call on somebody like that while they're at a club like Bournemouth, who are a very good club. I don't mean that to sound disrespectful to Bournemouth, but Eddie... he could make a jump up, I get you, and I fully agree with you, and that's when it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. That's a very shiny head, said Populist Revolt. It is the way your mother likes it, mate. You know what I mean? What can I do about it? She likes what she likes, and I am a man that likes to please. For those coming in trying to troll, wrong channel. Honestly, dickheads, just do a fucking 180 and fuck off, because they're only going to be one winner when it comes to battling a troll, and it is this guy. Trust me, I can sit here all night and tear you apart, but, I'll let that one go. I'll let you have one, mate. I'll let you have one. Everybody gets one shot. I hope Liverpool don't play a high defence as we have recently, said the Hawklot. We will. We are going to. We're going to play exactly as we do. And the reason I think we're playing that high defence is, from what I've read, I'm not claiming to know, but from what I've read, is that Klopp believes that between the quality of our defenders and VAR, that those major decisions when we step up will be right, and we'll get them right, and we'll time them right. Now, you won't get that right every single time, but most of the time, you hope to get that right. Why is the dog up the stairs? I'm now hearing my dog outside the bedroom door, which he's not allowed upstairs. My wife definitely taking her finger off the pulse today. Okay, 1 second. Sabrina, darling, if you're watching the stream, or if you're downstairs, the dog is outside my door. Do I watch GAA or hurling? Yeah, I watch a little bit, mate, but not enough to say that I'm a massive fan. We'll be watching the All-Ireland final, of course. Sam Rowe said, when I met with Cara, he said he didn't become a manager because of his family. Interesting. We were talking about that very thing last night, Sam. Yeah, we were talking about why Carroll didn't go into management last night. And a lot of us, I would have thought that he was probably the one. Between him and Gerrard, I would have went Carragher to go into management. But that is interesting, and thank you for letting us know that, because, yeah, it did make me think. What's this? And by wife you mean my mum. I don't know what you're talking about, populist revolt, mate. I got back up through your comments though, because I want to see where you went with this. You're not making any fucking sense, mate. Sorry. Yeah, even your trolling is subpar, buddy. I mean, if you're gonna come in and have a go with somebody, mate, you're gonna get it back. Do you know what I mean? You can't just have pops. This isn't fucking True Geordie or any other channel that doesn't have pops back. I am just that dickhead that will have a pop back at you because... And by True Geordie, I mean, like, he's much more professional than me. I'm a dickhead. I don't give a fuck who's in the chat. I'll just come back at you and call you an asshole. You come in and have a go at me, pal, I'm coming straight back at you. You show me respect, I will show you infinite respect, my friend, and I will read your comments, I'll show you love, and like I do everybody else. But if you come in trying to act Billy Big Bollocks, it isn't going to work out too well for you. So, you know, for those people there, be nice. It's much easier to be nice. It's more fun. We can have a laugh together. They're out to test your patience today, said Liz. Oh, kids ringing dog. You know what? That's family life, Liz, isn't it? I wouldn't have it any other way. I love having them around. I love my little dog. Don't get me wrong. I'd happily have him in here with me. I just know he's not allowed upstairs, and that's my wife's rule, not mine. The dog-haired apple pie made a beeline up the stairs there, Brian Kelly. Where's the apple pie? I'll talk of apple pie, mate. This fat fucker wouldn't mind some apple pie. Anyway, look, let me get back to something that I read earlier on. So, we've spoken on the stream a few times, and you've seen, I'm sure, on all forms of social media, this whole nonsense that Sadio Mane and Mo Salah have a little bit of a rivalry that's a little bit unhealthy, some people have said. Some people have even gone as far as to say that they don't really get on, they don't like each other, and that there's a problem there. I've never bought into that, but I seen something today from Adrian that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I want to read it out to you, so bear with me 2 seconds. I'm 99% sure that I took this from the Echo, so I do want to give credit, but just in case I didn't. So Adrian's come out and given the truth about the relationship between Sadio Mane and Mo. And despite all the nonsense that some people claim there's a divide there, the truth seems to be the exact opposite. So what Adrian said was, I'm really happy for them because they're doing really well. They have a great connection between them. They're good players individually, but they're good friends in the dressing room, and you can see that on the pitch. I played against them many times, so now I play with them and I'm enjoying how they play from behind. There you go. Good friends in the dressing room. No issues between Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane. I don't know why people tried to push that narrative for such a long time. People say they're greedy. People say they won't pass to each other. People say they don't get on. Well, forwards are inherently greedy. They want to score goals, but they want to do it for the team as well. And if it ever got to a point where either of them were taking the piss, and they weren't playing the pass to the better position player, Klopp would pull them. Klopp would pull them up on that. He wouldn't let them go, even if it is Sadio Mane, even if it is Mohamed Salah. It wouldn't matter. There's never been a doubt in my mind that them two men get on, and that those two men work hard for each other and the team. And to see Adrian come out with this today, I just thought, and I hope that hopefully this will finally put an end to all this bullshit about Sadio Mane and Mo not getting on. I mean, I've only ever seen them celebrate together and look like they're having great fun when they scored. Callum said, Craig, whoops about the Capitals. Don't worry about it, mate. It's all good. How would you like Erik ten Hag as our next manager, the Ajax manager? Obviously had a fantastic season last year, Callum, with Ajax in both the Eredivisie and the Champions League. I don't know enough about him, mate, to say if he is the right man to go on and manage Liverpool, but you've got to show respect to somebody that achieved what he did last season with that young Ajax team. So definitely a manager whose career I'll be keeping more of an eye on going forward. But what do you think, Callum, mate? I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Liz said, of course they're in competition, they're both strikers. Exactly. Healthy competition, Liz. There's nothing wrong with it. Mark Ian said, what's Klopp got against Shaqiri? He only ever brings him on for like 5 minutes. I don't know. And look, I'm not going to lie. I do have a feeling that there's a reason why he's not getting game time. And I don't want to be the guy that makes the guess as to what that is. I'm I'll leave that up to other people. I mean, until we know the truth, we'll have to wait and see. We did see an article where Shaqiri came out recently and spoke about the fact that he's not happy with game time, but he wasn't saying it from a bitching perspective. He said that he wants to resolve the situation. Now, whether that means knuckling down, working harder and convincing the manager he deserves more time, or whether that means moving on, I don't know. But from a Liverpool perspective, long term, it's a win-win situation because we get those moments of magic from Shaqiri at times, but we also bought him for a very, very, very cheap price. And if the club do ever move him on, they will make a nice amount of money on it. Like, so for me, it's a win-win. But I absolutely understand people's questions as to why he's not getting more game time. It is just like when Kleiny was here. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if there's an issue between him and the manager. I don't know if Kloppo's not happy with what he's seen on the training ground. I can't say. And I don't want to guess at it because there's already enough bullshit rumours flying around without me giving my 2 cents. John Hamilton said I step away for 5 minutes and boom. It's alright, John, mate. You're back now. That's the main thing. What else have we got? Is it just me or is the world a great place to be a Liverpool fan right now? Chris, more of that, mate. Love it, pal. Love it. More of that type of comment. Yes, it is, Chris. It is fucking beautiful, mate, to be a Liverpool fan right now. The birds are singing. The sun is shining. Life is great. It is. Yes, mate. And I don't know why sometimes some sections of Liverpool's fan base look to almost sabotage the goodwill and the happiness that's floating around, mate. On with you. More of that, please. What else have we got? Get the dog in the stream, said Mark. Oh, mate, you don't want him in. Obviously, he's an attention whore, buddy. If you show him, if you're new and you come into my house and you pet my dog, that's it. He's on your lap the entire day and he's licking your face and you're not getting rid of him. He loves attention, does little Gizmo. Callum said, I think he'd be very strong for an ex-manager, the Ajax manager, but I have a feeling there's a better man for the job. Mossy reckons that Klopp just doesn't like Shaqiri, or he has a feeling that Klopp doesn't like Shaqiri. Sam Rowe, Trent is the best right back in the league/world. You can jump on the other side of that as well and go just as far with Andy Robertson. Alex Rodriguez said, when we played Salah up top and Shaqiri on the wing, we had our best form. But who are you dropping though? Do you know what I mean? Are you going with like 4-2-3-1 type formation there, Alex? In which case, yes. But if you're talking about having just 3 up front, there's no way you're dropping Mane or Firmino to put Shaqiri in there. But he does have a wand of a left foot and he does have moments of absolute magic. So yeah, I get it. How long have we got left tonight, said Joey? About 40 minutes, mate. Loads of time. Absolutely loads of time. So keep the comments coming, ladies and gents. If you are enjoying the stream, please do hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And again, just a quick reminder, I'm not going to dwell on it, but if you are thinking of signing up, and we are working with Football Index this season, if you're thinking of signing up for Football Index, please do use the link in the stream description below and use the code AA when you're signing up. Really simple, AA for Anfield Agenda. Please do use that. That will help support the channel. So if you sign up with our link below, and you deposit your first £10, it will help benefit the channel. It is a gambling site. It is a gaming product using real money. It is for UK and Irish people and 18 plus. And I have to also make you guys aware that if you have any issues with gambling, gambleaware.org is there to help you with that. So I want to make that clear. But I also want to make clear that I like the product. I've been using it for a year. I bought, as I said yesterday, I bought some shares in Kai Havertz. I've been buying shares in Ryan Brewster. I've been buying shares in Mason Mount as well and other young up and coming players. So if it's something you're considering using, if it's not for you, sound, we won't dwell on it. But if you are going to, it will benefit the channel if you do use the link in the description below and the code AA and sign up. And it's not just take. You do get something from that as well. You get a 10% bonus on any players that you buy shares in your first month. And you also have a loss protection of up to £1,000 for your first month. Yep, you heard me right. They will cover any losses you make in your first month up to £1,000. So if you're a gambling person, and I like an old bet in the football from time to time. I understand it isn't for everybody. I understand people have strong feelings about it. But there's a reason we went with Football Index, because it's a long-term thing. For me, it is anyway. My portfolio, I look at it, and I've had it for a while. I keep it, and I look at it as almost like a savings thing. Now, you can lose money, like anything else. You can win money, you can lose money, but if you're going to give it a go, use the code AA and sign up, and use the link in the description. Thank you. Right, let's push on. Kleiny. There's something on Kleiny I wanted to get back to. Somebody said Craig Klein something. Where's it gone? I hate when I lose my place in the chat. I can never find the feckin' comments again. I think I'm going to have to give it up. And call it a loss on that one. Players don't have to get along, said Graham Holmes. Doesn't have to mention their contracts. Get your job done. Everybody's happy. Exactly. You don't have to be best mates. Just get your job done. We'll move on to the Annie Road extension next. Don't worry, ladies and gents. That is the next topic I have listed. Have I spoken about Anfield? No, 2 seconds, mate. I will get there. What's your predictions for week 3 in the Premier League? I haven't got the fixtures in front of me, mate. A Reds win. I'll go through them tomorrow night on the stream. Remind me and we'll go through them game by game, buddy. Shaqiri was bought as a squad player, so he's part of a great squad, said Jan, which I agree with. And he is good cover, and he is a good person to have in the squad. Thoughts on Bailey from the Bundesliga, asked Callum. Yeah, he's fast as shit. That's one thing I'll say about Leon Bailey. Somebody as well as Kai Havertz and stuff worth keeping an eye on in the Bundesliga, definitely. Young Jamaican international. Not going to lie and say I've seen a lot of him, but what I have seen of him, he looks promising. He looks raw, and that's not uncommon for a player of that age. But yeah, definitely somebody worth keeping an eye on. Aston Villa versus Everton tomorrow night, said Callum. Yep, and Everton can go top of the league if they win that game, interestingly enough. It's going to be a good game, that actually. I'm going to enjoy watching it. Might delay the stream until 9:45 tomorrow night so we can watch that game. If there's live football on, why not watch it? John Sinnott said, if you had to choose one to keep, Salah or Mane, mate, I don't want to be a dick. I just don't answer those questions because I don't like to lead myself to thinking about somebody leaving like that, buddy. I love them both so much that I don't want to have to pick. Do you know what I mean? I talk about bringing players in all day, but I don't want to look at who we might move on from our front three. It just gives me a shiver even thinking about it. Sam said we should look at Upamecano. Very good centre-back. RB Leipzig. Highly thought of around Europe as well. I think there'll be a lot of clubs keeping an eye on him this season. Craig Adams said Havertz or Sancho. Oh, Jesus, this is a difficult question. Sancho. I think Sancho. He's English. We can't underestimate that as well. Oh, it's a difficult call. I'd probably just edge towards Sancho though. But I want them both. I'm a greedy bastard. I want them both. We won't get them both, but why can't I be greedy for a minute? Who do you think is a young player to watch out for this season? Well, look, the obvious answer is Ryan Brewster, isn't it? But that's the lazy answer. Who I think might come through? I mean, Larouci. I think I'm interested, even if he doesn't get much first team action in, I'm interested to see how he progresses in the under-23s because for me, he stood out in pre-season and it was a pleasant surprise. So I'll go with Larouci, if that's alright. Of course, Ryan Brewster is the obvious one though. Do I like the same pleasures as True Geordie does? Mate, I don't want to. I know what you're getting at there, Martin, and I don't know Brian. And I don't know what Brian does or doesn't do. But my take on the whole True Geordie thing, and I'm sure most people know what this is about. But if it isn't, I'm not going into it. Have a Google about it because I don't want to spread rumours. But what I will say is, my take on that True Geordie incident is, I don't care what the man does or doesn't do in his private time. The man makes great content and the man gives a lot of himself to the public. So for that, I'll commend him. My real issue with that entire situation is the prick that leaked the WhatsApp messages. Because when you send WhatsApp messages between groups of friends or whatever, they're private. Do you know what I mean? You're thinking that they're private. They're between you and the person you're sending them to. whether it be male, whether it be female, whatever the hell it is. So my issue there isn't what True Geordie did or did not do. That's not my concern. The man makes great content, and that's how I will judge him. My issue is with the fucker that leaked it. That's my problem here. I can't even fathom one of my mates doing that to me, or somebody I've interacted with. And look, let's be frank. We've all said and done some ridiculous shit in text messages and WhatsApp messages. So, True Geordie, to me, is an inspiration. Somebody who I look at as a leader in an industry that I'm slowly becoming a part of. Somebody who I look at with tremendous respect. I don't give a shit what he does in his personal life. That's not my business. It's not my concern. As I said, doing this, I do this nearly every night. True Geordie does a lot of it. Mark does a lot of it. All the lads on AFTV, the Anfield Rap, Toffee TV, Redmen TV, everyone. They all give a lot of themselves. Coming on and sitting in front of a microphone, bearing your soul at times. It's a lot to give. So, I only spoke recently about a piece True Geordie did about Conor McGregor. And it was outstanding. Fucking outstanding. There's very few stuff I look at and go, I could do that. Or I look at and go, I couldn't do that. Most things I look at and go, yeah, I could do that. I could do that. I looked at that piece that he did about Conor McGregor in awe. I just thought, I actually messaged Conor going, shit, I have a way to go here, you know. I have still a lot of progressing to do. That's my take on it. True Geordie's personal life is no concern of mine, nor will it ever be. The man is a fucking amazing YouTuber and a great content provider and an honest, decent, humble fella by the looks of it. Now, we all have our moments. We all do dickhead stuff. I do it a lot, more than probably I should. But I will never judge him for conjecture or what ifs. He's a top lad, and I don't know him personally. I've never met him. But he's a fucking great content provider, and he puts a lot of good stuff out there. He's given a lot of people a lot of happy viewing for a very long time. And like everybody else, I just wish him every success. And yeah, if I get to meet him someday, I will only look at him and judge him on how I find him, the same as everybody else in the world. That's how I take people. I take people at face value. I don't give a shit about what people say or do, behind people's backs. When I meet you or meet anyone, I'll treat you at face value, and I will treat you how you treat me, and I will judge you on that and that alone. Anyway, that's my thoughts about the whole thing, and I don't even want to get into it. I don't want to talk about what's going around because it's not my place to do so. People are free to look that up themselves. I wouldn't have even brought it up, but I read out the comment, so I had to kind of elaborate a little bit. But again, nothing but love for him. Nothing but love from my end. Don't know the man. Haven't had the pleasure of meeting him yet. Hopefully I do someday, but judge him on his content, and his content is fucking brilliant. Anthony Cronin said, I hope Nate Diaz and McGregor have another fight. I'd love that to happen. I would absolutely love that to happen. Obviously, Nate coming off a big win recently. McGregor unable to KO an outlad in a pub. Yeah, it would be good to see a trilogy fight there between the two of them. Do we have any update on Alisson, said Hayne? No, mate, not that I've seen, unfortunately. Just the few weeks thing that we've heard before. You should buy shares in John McGinn. That is a good one, actually, Joe. Thank you for that. John McGinn, yeah. Signed a new contract as well, didn't he? At Villa recently. And Karamoko Dembele. Thank you, mate. I will definitely have a look at those on Footy Index. Thank you for the shout. Neil Gordon, Sheffield United, said Callum as well. I'm trying to play catch up with the chat, ladies and gents, so bear with me. It's too personal and go out and say it on here. Exactly, mate. I wouldn't say it on. It's not my place to do so. I was just answering a question because I read out the comment. Ever play Football Manager? Not for a very long time, Mark. Yeah, it's been quite a while, mate. I don't really play computer games too much, but that would be more the type of game I would play, yeah. I mean, if I played computer games, it's usually like Virtua Tennis, FIFA, back in the day, Tiger Woods, John Madden, a little bit as well. James Sheldon said, Diaz versus Masvidal is the fight I'd want. I don't care about McGregor. He's past the sell-by date. I do get where you're coming from. I think that's the fight Diaz wants as well, James. Yeah, God, that would be a war, wouldn't it? I mean, I'm not a huge UFC fan. I'm a boxing person, but I do watch it because it's combat sports and I like combat sports. But I wouldn't be anywhere near as versed in it as I would be in boxing. But yeah, that would be a war, that fight, mate. I do know that. Wilcock from Arsenal said Callum. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, actually, can we talk about Kevin Nolan for a second? Did anybody see the combined Arsenal-Liverpool 11 that Kevin Nolan came up with on Sky? He didn't have Fabinho in the fucking midfield. He had two Arsenal players, Wilcock, and I can't remember who the other one was, but no Fabinho in the midfield. What? That's just madness. I mean, whatever about your thoughts on the combined 11. To have what's his name? Willock? I don't even know the fucking young lad's name. What is it? Willock? To have him in midfield over Fabinho? Are you mad? That was mad. That's nuts. Sometimes lately I'm looking at some of this shit from pundits on TV and I'm just thinking, are you saying this just to get a reaction or are you actually that fucking wrong? It's madness, madness. The quality of punditry on television and some of the idiot opinions. I'm not calling people idiots, but the idiot opinions. Madness. Yeah, as Donald said, what was Nolan smoking? It was ridiculous. It was just like he was trying to provoke a reaction or something. Anthony said, yeah, I seen it, Craig. He had no Fabinho. And we're not saying this from a point of view of, every Liverpool player should be in there. No, you can make arguments and positions. Aubameyang, Lacazette. At the moment, between Adrian and Leno, there's a conversation to be had which one you go there. But when it comes to midfield, and you don't have Fabinho in there as one of the two holding mids that he had, that's just embarrassing, mate. That is absolutely embarrassing. How can Willock even be in there, for fuck's sake, said Gonads? I don't know. Madness. Craig, Connor, Richard and Brian versus Kane, WWE. Lescott has Guendouzi over Henderson, Gini and Louise over Matip and Gomez. Oh, I don't know what to say to you, Mark, mate. People will have their opinions on a combined Arsenal-Liverpool 11. My combined Arsenal-Liverpool 11 is probably so biased that nobody would ever fucking want to hear it. But yeah, I mean, whatever. I don't know what to say, mate. That does look a bit ridiculous. Guendouzi looks like a good player, by the way. I mean, I'm interested to see if he starts on Saturday, how he gets on, but yeah, some of these combined 11 things just drive me demented, which is why I don't really do them. Sam Rowe said Trent said he wants to play midfield. Did he? Did he, Sam? I remember the thing he did with Jamie Carragher for Sky recently. No, he could have updated this, don't get me wrong. Sam, I could be wrong. But I remember him saying he's not sure if he wants to make that move into midfield or not. I don't want him to. I want him to stay at right back because he's only going to get better and better there. And there will always be midfielders around in the world that we can bring in to do well. But quality fullbacks with the draw to the club that he has, no, I would keep him at right back, mate. I would. I just think he's going to get better and better and better in that position. But he's good enough that he can move into midfield. But I just don't think he'd be as effective in midfield as he will be as a fullback. But again, it's just about opinions, isn't it? And my opinion is no more or less valid than yours or anybody else's, Sam. James Painter said, I think the backline is good. I feel Liverpool will win. So do I. I'm expecting an entertaining good game, though. I'm really looking forward to this one. Graham said, my son was a junior kickboxing champion of Scotland. I used to box when I was young. So good to hear you like boxing. Love it, mate. Absolutely adore it. I was raised on it. I said to you earlier on in this stream that my dad wasn't a huge football fan. He was a massive boxing fan, and ever since I was as young as I can remember, I sat up with my dad and watched boxing, mate, and that love has just kept going. So yeah, love the sport. What else we got? I want him to stay at right back, said Sam Rowe. With regards to Trent, I just want to look through my notes because in case I miss something. Done that one. Oh yes, I wanted to have while we're talking about pundits and shit pundits, I wanted to have a little chat around Danny Murphy's comments today. I don't know if any of you have seen it now. I hate TalkSport. I think it is a horrendous radio station full of pundits and commentators and hosts that I wouldn't wipe my arse with. Jason Cundy, horrendous. Durham, horrendous. But Danny Murphy today jumped on the sensationalist TalkSport bandwagon and had a completely unnecessary dig at young Ryan Brewster for me. It was about Ryan Brewster posting images of himself in his Champions League medal on social media. And Danny Murphy said, "That's ludicrous. What you're talking about is the mindset of any young player. You can control certain elements of a young player's development. Giving them winners' medals now isn't going to help them. It's not going to create a problem not giving them medals. We've got to incentivise people getting into the team. It's just personal pride left." Or is it just personal pride left? This isn't the first time, by the way. Somebody pointed out to me the fact that he had a little dig as well after they won the World Cup earlier on in his career. I don't know what the fuck Danny Murphy's problem is here. Ryan Brewster has every right to celebrate with a Champions League medal. And Danny Murphy is not in the position that Jurgen Klopp is in to judge Ryan Brewster as a human being, as a potential footballer, on whether he deserved a medal or not, and whether that medal will have a negative impact on his career. Jurgen Klopp worked very, very hard to keep Ryan Brewster at this football club and get him to sign his first professional contract. Jurgen Klopp thinks really, really highly of Ryan Brewster. I've never been a fan of Murphy as a pundit. I enjoyed him at Liverpool as a player. But again, just more unnecessary fucking sly digs at our players. I don't know if Murphy's bitter. If he looks at Ryan Brewster and thinks there's a footballer there 10 times better than Murphy will ever be, I don't know. But there's no need for it. Why go in on the young man? It's not Danny Murphy's fucking problem that Ryan Brewster has a Champions League medal. Tough shit. He has it. He's part of the squad. And he's going to go on and have a great career. It's completely unnecessary. I don't know what goes through people's heads. I don't know why anybody would go on that radio station to start with. Particularly anybody from a Liverpool background or playing for a club. I don't know, ladies and gents. Maybe I'm being harsh here, but I didn't like to see it. I thought it was unnecessary. I can understand Carragher critiquing our defence. Yeah, there's validity to that. And I actually like that he doesn't just blow smoke up Liverpool's arse all the time. I like that he's able to critique and show. But we're talking about a young man here. A young man who I don't know how well Danny Murphy knows, if he knows him at all. But fuck off, basically, Murphy, is what I'm saying here. Leave the young man alone. It is not your concern if he has a Champions League medal or not. It is not your concern who those 40 medals were given to. That is Jurgen Klopp's decision and the club's decision. And when Ryan Brewster settles in this Liverpool team, and when Ryan Brewster becomes a fully fledged England international, I guarantee you Danny Murphy will be jumping on the bandwagon saying how fucking great he was, showing how much of a hypocrite he was. And I don't know why that radio station exists. You know my thoughts on Cundy. He is an absolute gobshite of the highest order who is just there to sensationalise everything and is a fucking hypocrite, by the way. He was cheering for Manchester City against Spurs, a club who he played for. If that doesn't tell you the mark of the man, I don't know what does. But if anybody else listened to or read these things from Danny Murphy, please do let me know your thoughts. I would genuinely love to know, because sometimes I get a bit worked up about things and go over the top, and sometimes you guys bring me back down to earth. Danny Murphy can suck it, said Liz Golden. Murphy's just jealous, said Danny. Gerrard got medals young, same with Carragher. It's good for confidence, said Tom Jones. Scotty said, Craig, see Danny Murphy, he'd want a medal if he was a kid. Think about it like that. Brewster is amazing. He deserves 20 medals, said Sam Rowe. Okay, what else have we got? Didn't the Irish lad leave TalkSport? What's his name? Colin Murray. Yes, he did. He made a very brave move with his career, and I applaud, and I've always applauded Colin Murray for that decision. That's Murphy off the pie list. He's a wanker, said Brian Kelly. Murphy's bitter because he didn't get a coaching job at Liverpool, said Gonads. They can give them to the kitchen staff if they want to, said Liz. At the end of the day, you don't have to support the best team in the world, isn't it? At the end of the day, you don't have to support the best team in the world. I don't know what that means, Lorenzo. I might have been part of another conversation, mate, that I missed out on. Irish James said McGregor's done an interview with Ariel Harani, or Helwani, excuse me. It's airing later on tonight. He seems very humble and apologetic in a sneak peek. Ooh, I'm going to keep an eye out for that. Irish James, thank you for filling me in on that. I didn't know he'd done that interview. Owen is the worst pundit I've ever seen, said Tom Jones. Brewster to have a massive impact this year, said Shay. I hope so, Shay, I really do. It's going to be tough for him to break into the Premier League matchday squads with us having so few spaces on the bench, but yeah, he's a special talent. He really is. Big Danny Murphy, the one on Match of the Day. Yes, him, Spud, the former Liverpool player, who, for whatever reason, just seems to have an issue with fucking Ryan Brewster. I wonder if Gary Neville has any advice for Liverpool this year on what we should concentrate on. We'll do the opposite of what he said Graham Holmes. Yeah, I mean, I actually don't mind Neville as a pundit, if I'm being honest about it. I mean, accepting his United bias aside, because he's a former United player, I actually like Gary Neville as a pundit. And I actually like that Gary Neville stuck up for his mate, Jamie Carragher, after the incident when Carragher spat at the car. He didn't try and make excuses for what Carragher did, but he stood up for him and said that he doesn't believe that he should lose his job, and he gained even more respect from me for that. Would I take Suarez back? No, Sam, not now. Too old. I mean, I love Luis Suarez. I absolutely adored him when he was at the club. There's been a few rumours of him potentially going to Juventus. I don't know how true that is or is not. Bernadette Farrell said Colin Murray objected to the company owned by the Sun buying TalkSport, and he left immediately. And he is very much admired for that by many Liverpool fans around the world, myself included. What else have we got? Oh, my wife has put something in the chat. That has nothing to do with football, but I want to read out because I'm a proud father. We took the stabilisers off our son Lucas's bike today, and he's been cycling around all day like a boss. And it was a very proud moment for any parent out there. Seeing our little dude just do it. Just jump on his bike and just fly around. It is a very proud moment for me as a daddy and for Sabrina as a mother. So yes, lots of love to our little dude. Not a bother on him. Flying around the place. Love it. You love to see it. What else we got? Neville had a little breakdown going on about Salah leaving and United winning the league before us. Yeah, didn't he say that Pogba will get player of the season? Or have I made that up? Somebody said that to me yesterday. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about United. I know where he was coming from with his United will win the league before Liverpool comment, but I think he's wrong. I think he is wrong. It was a little bit tongue-in-cheek, I think, maybe from Mumbo. Yeah. Do I like Graham Souness as a pundit? Do you know, I go either way with regards to that, big man Steve. Sometimes I like Souness and I like his honesty and his bluntness, and then sometimes I think he has a bit of a chip on his shoulder about certain players. But he's not the worst of them, I'll definitely say that. And wow, one hell of a footballer in his day. Thank you to everybody for their little kind words for our little dude as well. Pogba player of the season in Serie A. Nice. Sorry, let me just fix this. Okay, there was no need to remove Mark's comment. He just said Sabrina the teenage witch. She's heard that her entire life, mate. She's completely used to it. Murphy's jealous, said Gaz. What else we got? Mourinho thinks the top four: Liverpool, City, Spurs, and Manchester City's B team. The fourth place for me is really hard to call this season. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about who might pip that last Champions League spot, but I'm finding it really hard to call. Neville said Pogba will get player of the year. Oh, no we won't. No we won't. Yeah. What I found funny about the Pogba situation was Mourinho played Pogba in a deeper role, and he was criticised and told that he was stifling his creativity. Ollie puts him in that deeper role, and suddenly it's a fucking masterstroke and he's a quarterback. You gotta laugh sometimes at this stuff in the media. Drifty Nifty said, why did I get timed out? I don't know, mate. It wasn't me that did it, so I have no idea, buddy. Sorry. Tom Jones said, if Gary Neville thinks that clown Woodward and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can outsmart Edwards and Klopp, he's got some homework to do if he thinks United could win the league. Yeah, it is a bit ridiculous, mate. Liverpool are a lot further along in their development as a squad at this moment in time than United are. Ishmael said, 4th place is hard to call. All I know for certain is it won't be Manchester United. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I think they're in with a good show. I think it'll be between United and Arsenal personally, but I guess we'll see as the season unfolds. When I'm out for a run and it pisses down, I say my wife got her broomstick out and flew around the garden to make it rain, said Gonads. Oh, mate, vicious towards the wife. Craig, what do you think of Bill Leslie as a commentator? I don't even know who he is, Callum. I've no idea who the fuck he is, mate. Sorry, excuse my ignorance. I think Leicester will finish in front of Chelsea, said Big Man Steve. Yeah, it's a big weekend for Chelsea again already in the Premier League. Under pressure, they've got to pick up some points this weekend, so it's a difficult one, isn't it, for Frank Lampard there to drop into Chelsea. Losing Eden Hazard, having a transfer ban, but he'll give him a chance to bring through the likes of Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, Callum Hudson-Odoi, and see how they get on. And Christensen as well, that young Danish centre-back. He is Danish, isn't he? He looks like a very good player as well. Drifty said, I see it's finally given some nice weather in Ireland this weekend. Oh, mate, we need it. It's been miserable as fuck lately. Thoughts on Ronaldo saying he is worth 300-400 million in today's transfer market? No, he isn't. He literally got fucking sold last summer, in case he doesn't remember that, Ian. And went for, what was it, €100 million, something like that? How the fuck does he think he's worth 300 or 400 million when he's gotten a year older from him having a transfer from last summer? I don't know what to say about that. Pulisic quality, said Dean Dixon. I rate Christian Pulisic very highly, Dean. I think he's going to be a tremendous player. I wanted him at Liverpool. I've made no secret of that fact. But he's a Chelsea player now, so I wish him no success at all. Yes, I am that bitter, by the way, and I am that miserable that I don't wish him an injury or anything, but I don't want Chelsea to do well. Why would I? Thoughts on the Bury situation? Yeah, it's really sad, isn't it, Dave? When you see clubs like Bury, clubs like Bolton in such strife. Bury have a massive day ahead of them tomorrow. I think if the owner doesn't show proof of funds that he can sustain the club for the season, they're going to be kicked out of the Football League, which is awful. You never want to see that happening. And I hope a solution can be found. Ronaldo's been sharing a joint with Nolan, said Frisbee Hound. I like it, mate. My type of sense of humour. Stephen said, Craig, it makes me sick that Everton could go top. You know what it's like in the Alamo. It won't be for long if they do, Stevie, mate. Don't worry about it. The Reds will be back there on Saturday evening, mate. Brian Kelly said, whoop, whoop. It's almost the weekend. I haven't done a good whoop, whoop in a while. Oh! Anybody on Twitter? I'm sure a lot of you guys are on Twitter. Myself and Mr. Crosby are playing around with an idea and we want to know your thoughts on it. So, you guys often say to me that you enjoy the celebrations and you enjoy little moments from games when we're doing watch-alongs and stuff. And we wanted to make more short clips to put out there. So we're thinking of making an Anfield Agenda clip account for Twitter. So I want to know your thoughts on that, where we just share some of the funniest moments from the streams and stuff on there. Anything on Twitter has to be under 2 minutes and 20 video-wise, but we are thinking of setting up a little clip account for the funny moments, for the exciting moments, for the silly moments, for the good, the bad and the ugly, basically. But we just had a thought about it today and we thought, hey, maybe we'll start a little clips account, because the Twitter accounts, I'm always struggling I post too much on there probably at times, so we thought maybe if we start a little second account, might be a good idea to share some of the clips for some fun, and Connor's going to be sharing more of them as well on the Instagram account, so do keep an eye out on both our accounts. If you don't follow us on either one but you are on them, we're just simply Anfield Agenda, really straightforward, on Twitter and on Instagram at Anfield Agenda. Boom, and give us a follow on there as well. Sounds like a good idea, said Tom Jones. Do it, said Jack Cusack. Nice, thank you very much. Stephen Richards said the same. Eclipse account's a good idea, said Craig Adams. Brilliant, thank you. Hopefully it goes down well, because we've had some funny moments over the 18 months or so that we've been a channel. So yeah, I thought it was a nice little idea. Frisbee Hound said, banging idea, thank you very much, mate. Right, we've got about 10 minutes left on tonight's stream, ladies and gents. It's a fairly quiet one, so if there's anything else you want to talk about, please do put it in the chat. Again, if you haven't subscribed, hit that button and give us a thumbs up. Big Man Steve said I might get Twitter. I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do or not to do, mate. Twitter, like Brian Morrissey, for instance, he's not really a fan. Me, I love it, but it can get negative at times. But, you know, you got to understand that when you go in. Can we have a Craig rant? Nothing to rant about tonight, mate. Nothing to rant about. I'm sure you'll get lots of them on Saturday for the game. On Saturday, actually, talking about the game, we will be starting our show at 5 p.m. on Saturday, our watch along of the Arsenal game. So I hope you can all join us for that one. We'll then have our late night agenda show. We were going to do streams and do a post-match show straight after the game, but we've decided to push them back. So we're going to have our late night agenda at 9 o'clock on Saturday. And Douglas James Horn is going to be our caller in after the game. So he'll be on the 9 o'clock show giving his thoughts on the result at Anfield, whatever that result may be. Callum said no. Craig Ronaldo said that how much clubs are spending on young players. When he was young, he would have been worth 300 million. Now that makes a lot more sense, mate. That makes a lot more sense. I still can't believe Liverpool were denied, the owners denied us the opportunity to sign him for 10 million at the time. But yeah, in that sense, he's probably spot on. Yeah, that makes more sense. I got rid of Twitter because football Twitter is an absolute cesspit. Said can't be arsed. It can be negative at times, mate. I've blocked a shit ton of accounts on there, but those that I do interact with on a daily basis are really good and really fun, and I enjoy myself on Twitter. I mean, there's ups and downs. There is definitely some negatives to it, but overall, I think I've probably had a more beneficial experience from being on Twitter. Liverpool win and Anthony Yard win would be amazing, said LFC 1892. Definitely going to be watching that Yard Kovalev fight at the weekend, mate. Definitely. Obviously, if Kovalev wins that, there's a good chance he's going to go on and fight Canelo. Stephen Richards said Craig, a salary cap in the English Football League might be coming. Interesting. It'd be worth keeping an eye on. I just want the clubs, mate, to be sustainable, and I want them to stay in existence. I mean, clubs like Bury, clubs like Bolton, Portsmouth had issues as well. I mean, Liverpool, a club the size of Liverpool, nearly went into administration. So yeah, I want football clubs to be preserved, and whatever helps that happen, I'm all for it. Graham Holmes said, subs going well, Craig. I'm hoping to get you near 50k by the end of the season. That would be... I'd be lying if I said it wasn't roughly the figure I'd hope for, mate, by the end of the season. I never really make predictions because, you know, social media and this stuff can go any which way, but yeah, that would be a nice target for the end of the season. But, you know, we'll wait and see what happens. Tom Jones said that Origi goal reaction was incredible. I still go back to it now. I actually get people commenting on it, yeah, out of nowhere. I mean, it's so many months old, but the odd time you do get a new comment on it and people just laughing, basically, because it was a bit of a mad moment. Casper said Nike or New Balance. I mean, I would pick New Balance, Casper, but it looks like it will be Nike, mate. Mark Meehan said, Craig, I'm sorry I didn't really watch streams during the games. I usually go to the pub, but I'll try rewatch them in future. Mate, you don't worry about it, buddy. Just go and enjoy yourself. Watch the games however you watch them, mate, and pop in whenever you can. I appreciate your time, buddy, but however you want to watch the games, whatever is best for you, mate, go ahead. I mean, you got to watch the Reds. It's the most important thing. What are your thoughts about Gary Neville saying United will win the league before Liverpool? We just touched on that a few minutes ago, mate. It's a bit silly. I can kind of understand where he's coming from, but I also don't think he's right at this moment in time. Liverpool are further along, as I said, in our progression than... where's the comment gone? Sorry, I want to give the gentleman credit for the question. Sorry, where's it gone? Mr. John. Yeah, I don't think it'll happen. Liverpool, I think, will win the league before United do again. Craig Adams said notifications go off 100 times a day with your tweets. Love them though. Thank you, mate. I do tweet a lot. I'm not going to lie, I do. Which is why we're thinking the second account for the clips might be good fun. What else we got? Are you watching the match tomorrow? Yes, that's why the stream is going to go on at 9:45 tomorrow night. So keep an eye out for that notification. Yeah, I'm going to watch the game tomorrow. I'll watch any live football I can, pretty much. Sean said I can't send the super chat. I can't say why. Sean, the super chat function is there. I don't know. It must be an issue at your end, buddy. I can't say for certain. Yeah, sorry, I was distracted by Connor sending me a message. I don't know, mate. I honestly don't know why you can't send it. Maybe you need to register something. I don't know. Sorry, mate. But it is an option that's available. Super chats, like it is. I can see here on my screen. It's on. Dino said, "Class channel, mate. I'll be back and refer you to mates. I'm off." Thank you, Dino. Really appreciate that, buddy, and would definitely appreciate your letting your mates know about us. Thank you. Did I get that PO box yet? No, mate. I don't need a PO box. Why would I need the PO box? I have a post box downstairs, mate. I don't need a PO box. If anybody ever needs to send me out, and I'm happy to give out my address. It's no problem. Nathan writes, how long's left in the stream? Literally a couple of minutes, Nathan, mate. Gonna head off because it's been a long one. We've been on since 8:30. We did a podcast earlier on, a preview of the Arsenal game, myself, Brian and Dave Henry, and then I came on and did this one, so I'm gonna head off in a couple of minutes, buddy. Any news on Alisson Becker? Said Dara. Not that I've heard, mate. No, unfortunately. Salah says VIR will help him. Do you agree? Yes, actually, Mr. Ray, I do, because I know opposition fans think that he gets too much. Well, I don't think he's got enough, you know. I think there's been a couple more decisions that he should have got for penalties, so I would say yes, it will help him. Arsenal will play in the full navy blue and yellow kit. Nice. It is a gorgeous kit, to be fair. All of Arsenal's kits this season are really nice. Craig, do you care about the national team? Booked my tickets now that we're doing well again. Stopped going to the O'Neill, hated them. I try to get into it, but I can't. Excuse me, I can't really, Mark. I don't know what it is. I just can't get into it these days. When I was younger, Italia 90, all that, loved it. But these days, I don't know, maybe I just have so much time gone in around Liverpool that I don't really have enough football love left. But I'm trying to get back into it, Mark, but it's not really my thing, international football. Thelston said, Craig, the first time you went to Anfield, did you have tears in your eyes? I'm looking to watch the match against Wolves later this year. I know I'll be in tears. No. I know this is going to sound really silly because I'm a nut job on streams, but generally I'm not a very emotional person. As an example, like I didn't cry at either of my parents' funerals. I'm not really an emotional person when it comes to crying in that sense. The fucking Barcelona game actually nearly had me in tears. Maybe even did have me in tears. But in general, no. I was very young as well. My first trip to Anfield, I was there with my football team. We went over to Wales to play a few games, and we went to watch Tranmere and we went to watch Liverpool. So no, I didn't. I enjoyed it, but no, I definitely didn't cry. If you could put any prime Liverpool legend in a current team, who would it be? Mine's Dalglish, said Liverpool 6 times. Who would I put in there? I mean, it's very easy to lean towards dropping Gerrard in and playing him in the hole behind the front three. I mean, that would just be... Imagine him, Gerrard, supplying those front three. Fuck me. I'd probably go with Gerrard. I would. I'd probably go with the obvious and just drop him in behind the front three. Yeah, probably Gerrard, mate. Arsenal fans are furious about the kit decision on Twitter. Why? I mean, they have every right to have their own opinion on it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they'd be furious about it. I think it's a really nice kit. Right, ladies and gents, I'm going to call that a night one. A night. I'm absolutely knackered, I'm not going to lie. I'll be back tomorrow at 9:45 with the late night agenda. Craig, what if you trapped your left bollock in a zip? Would that make you cry? Probably, Stephen. Yes, that probably would, mate. Again with the left. What is it about the left? Why do we always talk about the left? But look, I'll be back tomorrow at 9:45, maybe 5 minutes later. Whenever the game's finished tomorrow, I'll be on straight after that. Thank you so much as always for your time. Love to each and every one of you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already, and give us a thumbs up. And I will talk to you wonderful people tomorrow. Up the motherfucking Reds.